Is Zach LaVine about to be traded by the Chicago Bulls? Let's talk about it. Shams Charania dropped this bombshell report about 20 minutes ago, tweeting out this. NBA teams are probing the availability of the Bulls' two-time All-Star Zach LaVine, and there's increased openness from both sides about exploring a trade, sources say. My name is Patrick Siepman. Welcome into the Bulls Report here by Chat Sports. We're going to be breaking it down, break down this entire article from The Athletic where they're pretty much saying that the Bulls and Zach LaVine could be working on a trade here in the future. But if this is your first time coming across our channel here at Chat Sports, guys, go down there, hit that subscribe button. With all these trade rumors that are about to be kind of brewing here, like around LaVine, DeRozan, Vucevic, like a lot of these guys may be on the way out. So if you guys want to stay on top of all of it, hit that sub button no matter what our plans are, what we're doing. Today's my off day and I had to hop on here and get a video for you guys. So make sure you guys are subscribed. But so Shams came out with this article. Obviously he works with The Athletic, and kind of the backstory on this whole thing was this all kind of stems from the opening night loss. If you guys remember, the Bulls took on the Oklahoma City Thunder and they lost 124-104. And after the game, a lot of the players were expressing this frustration with the kind of just how the game went. Obviously, you get blown out by 20 on your home court on opening night, you're going to be upset. But we heard about the players-only meeting, and Billy Donovan said he walked in the locker room and necessarily he got kicked out of the locker room. So, like, just even that whole, like, side of it where it was just, like, even from day one, like, there was a sense of panic in this organization. And I can kind of relate to the players a little bit here because you think about DeMar and LaVine and Vucevic, like, they are almost like playing on a ticking time bomb here. Like, if they don't figure it out, like, they are going to be traded. So it's got to be kind of tough for them to kind of fully buy in to this Bulls organization. But kind of continuing on with this article, Shams was just saying, like, that's where it kind of all started, was that opening night against the Thunder. And then here it is, off the court. League sources said Chicago, which is largely running things back with its core from last season. They would like to bring DeMar DeRozan back, who is on an expiring deal, but his future in Chicago is uncertain as well. The Bulls and DeMar have discussed an extension, but the sides remain apart on years and salary. The 34-year-old DeRozan wants to see where the team goes before committing to a return. So even DeMar and his camp, like, they don't want to fully, kind of commit to the Chicago Bulls in that regard. So I don't know, man. That's kind of like the rundown of the article, is just that teams are kind of, looking at the possibility of the Bulls trading them. And here's also a fun fact. The annual Champions Classic, it's a major night for college basketball. It's actually at the United Center today on Tuesday. And a lot of the GMs are going to be there. And listen, if you have 30 GMs in a room together, they're going to talk about trading LaVine, especially when you're in Chicago for it. So that's kind of like the rundown of kind of like what's going to spark these rumors. So this is another reason why you guys got to make sure you guys are subscribed, because there's going to be a lot of conversations in Chicago amongst GMs tonight. I just can't believe it's actually going down. Like, listen, the Bulls have been such a dumpster fire this season. Like, they have been so frustrating to watch, and it's just been really annoying. Like, I've gotten to the point where it's like I am upset watching this Chicago Bulls team play basketball. Like, at least, like, if they were to move off LaVine, and I'm kind of in that camp where it's like, just rip this Band-Aid off and let's move on, you would still get a lot of young talent, some draft picks where it's like, oh, we can buy into that. Like, those young guys, they will play hard. Like, we can kind of buy into that rebuild process. But, like, the process we're in right now, it's just like, we're a bad team, but we want to try to win games. And, like, you have three veteran-ish players. Like, obviously, no, they are pretty much all three veterans in Vucevic, DeMar, and LaVine. Clearly, it doesn't work, and they just wanted to run it back, and that's why we're 4-7 on the season. And listen, LaVine is also off to an awful start this year. Like, I almost wonder what his trade value is at this point. Like, I was talking to Rolly. He covers the Heat here at Chat Sports, and we were just kind of talking about trades, and we were like, would you do Tyler Hero and a first for LaVine? And he was saying probably not. Like, what about a Jaime Jaquez and a couple firsts for LaVine? Like, we don't really know what his value is because, listen, this season he's averaging 21.9 points per game, 3 assists, 4.8 rebounds. I mean, he's just been lackluster. And last night against the Bucks, he was freaking terrible, man. He was incredibly inefficient. He was missing a ton of shots at the rim. We've really seen kind of his ability to finish at the rim on these elite shot blockers has definitely fallen off a little bit. But that's the latest around with LaVine. I'll finish up my thoughts here in a second, just kind of talking about the Bulls season as a whole. But I want to get you guys involved in the comment section. Would you trade Zach LaVine right now? T for trade, P for pass. I'll make this the pin comment on today's video. But I do want to give a huge shout out to Prize Picks, today's sponsor of the Bulls Report. And hey, if you guys want to add a little extra juice to any game you guys are watching, make sure you guys do get hooked up with Prize Picks today. And if you guys go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS, you guys can start rolling in the cash today. And you guys will get a first deposit match up to $100. This is the deal they have today. They got SGA at 27.5 points. I'm going to rock the more on that. That's the deal of the day. It's normally at 31.5. They dropped it to 27.5. So that's what I'm rocking with. So make sure you guys get hooked up. prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS. God, I mean, just kind of wrap up my thoughts here. Like, we knew this was going to come, after the Bulls having a terrible start to the season. Like, we knew this was eventually going to happen, where all these rumors were going to come out about the Bulls potentially, moving off LaVine, DeRozan. And listen, they continue to lose games here. Like, it's only going to heat up. However, the schedule does open up. I want to address the schedule here. They have a little fluky schedule, but so they have 2 home games against the Magic tomorrow and then on Friday. Magic are a feisty basketball team. They're the completely different vibe of the Bulls. The Bulls are kind of in the spot where it's like we're kind of on the old team on the way out. The Magic are the young team coming up. So totally different spots of kind of where the franchises are at. So we got 2 games against them. Then it's 2 games at home against the Heat. And the Heat have won 5 in a row. And the Heat are just a completely different team than the Bulls, where they're a bunch of veterans who are locked in. They buy into the system. So, I mean, let's just say you go 1-3 over the next 4 games. Then you're in Oklahoma City. Great team. You're not beating them. And then you're in Toronto. And then you even go after that, then you're on a little bit of a kind of a road trip here. Then you're in Brooklyn. Then you're in Boston. Then you got the Bucks, Pelicans, Nuggets, Heat, Sixers, Lakers, Spurs, Cavs, Hawks. If I am the Chicago Bulls right now, knowing how tough this schedule gets, trade everybody right now. Like LaVine, I mean, I guess maybe you could say LaVine's been playing so bad. Maybe we should, wait for him to play better, so his his value will increase. I guess that's what I'm looking for. So maybe you can make that argument. But listen, the Bulls have lost a lot of bad games already. Like losing to the Pistons, bad loss. Losing to the Mavs loss was a bad loss. The Nets loss, bad loss. The Suns, where you outplay them, Caruso has this unreal game, that was a bad loss. And then obviously last night against the Bucks, that was a heartbreaker as well. But then you even got kind of lucky against the Raptors, in that game 2 of the season. So listen, I think the end is coming for this Bulls kind of big 3 here. I wish they would have blown it up, or they would have blown it up in the offseason, so that maybe we could have gotten a rookie or something. But that's the news of the day. Bulls, they're blowing it up. Can't believe it, man. Can't believe it. But thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Patrick Siepman. You guys can give me a follow on Twitter. Make sure you guys are subscribed here to the channel. And thank you guys so much. See you all next time.